हरिः ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य पञ्चषष्टितमः पाठः। अस्मिन् वर्गे उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ हनधातोः ड णिनि तथा टक प्रत्ययाः कथं विधीयन्ते तत् विस्तारेण पठामः। प्रारम्भे वन्दनम्। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः अस्य वर्गस्य प्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं, यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनं, सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत्प्रत्यययोजनं, कृत्प्रत्यये परे रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः, तथा च अष्टाध्याय्याः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कण्ठस्थीकरणम्। इदानीं तृतीयं करपत्रम् अस्माभिः अध्ययनार्थं स्वीकृतमस्ति। तत्र ह्यस्तनवर्गे खच प्रत्ययस्य अध्ययनं विस्तारेण कृतं समाप्तं। तदनन्तरम् अन्तात्यन्ताद्वदूरपार सर्वानन्तेषु डः इति सूत्रेण गमधातोः ड प्रत्ययः कथं भवति तत्र आहत्य पञ्चवार्तिकानि अपि सन्ति। तेषां सर्वेषाम् अपि अध्ययनं विस्तारेण कृतम्। अद्यतनवर्गे अग्रे गत्वा हन धातोः विषये के भिन्नाः प्रत्ययाः अस्मिन्नेव सन्दर्भे विधीयन्ते तेषां ससूत्रम् अध्ययनं कुर्मः। प्रारम्भिकं सूत्रम् आशिषि हनः इति। तत्र ड प्रत्ययः पूर्वस्मादेव सूत्रात् तस्य अनुवृत्तिः भवति। ड प्रत्ययः अग्रे अपे क्लेशतमसोः इति अपि ड प्रत्ययः। तदनन्तरम् एकमेव सूत्रं णिनि प्रत्ययस्य। तदनन्तरं च चत्वारि सूत्राणि सन्ति टक प्रत्ययस्य विषये। एतद् अन्तिमं सूत्रं पाणिघताडघौ शिल्पिनि इति निपातनम् अस्ति। पीतवर्णेन तस्य निर्देशः कृतः अस्ति, अतः निपातनम् अत्र विद्यते। एतानि सर्वाणि सूत्राणि केवलं हन धातोः विषये एव वदन्ति। अतः अद्यतनवर्गे प्रत्ययं स्वीकृत्य कस्यचन प्रत्ययस्य विशिष्टम् अध्ययनं न कुर्मः, अपि तु धातुं स्वीकृत्य हन धातोः विषये ये त्रयः प्रत्ययाः अत्र पाठिताः सन्ति आहत्य सप्तसु सूत्रेषु एतेषां सर्वेषाम् अध्ययनं करिष्यामहे। सूत्रद्वयं तत्र ड प्रत्ययस्य विषये अस्ति, एकं सूत्रं तत्र णिनि प्रत्ययस्य विषये अस्ति, चत्वारि सूत्राणि तत्र टक प्रत्ययस्य विषये सन्ति। प्रारभामहे। The class will be probably smaller because not all these sutras are actually very easy. There is no shastrartha. Only some vartikas need to be explained. Only the meaning of the sutra needs to be explained. So probably we should be able to wrap up in like 1 hour or so. Let's see. Prarabhamahe. So because we are concentrating on the hana dhatu, let's talk about this hana dhatu to start with, hanahimsagatyoho, and have a little bit of recap of the prakriya that we might encounter in today's class. अत्र भिन्नाः प्रत्ययाः अद्यतनवर्गे अस्माभिः अधीयन्ते। ड प्रत्ययः अस्ति, णिनि प्रत्ययः अस्ति, टक प्रत्ययः अस्ति। एतेषां सर्वेषां विषये हन धातोः कः प्रक्रियाविशेषः अस्ति तत् किञ्चित् झटिति दृष्ट्वा अग्रे गच्छामः। Most of these things will be well known. Maybe there are one or two new sutras here and there. I'll explain them in the current context. So da pratyayah iti prarambhe द्वे सूत्रे स्तः तत्र ड इति प्रत्ययः दीयते। ड प्रत्ययः ह्यस्तनवर्गे अपि अधीतः। तत्र प्रत्यये डकारः अस्ति। डकारस्य कः विशेषः? टी सम्यकस्य टेः इति सूत्रेण लोपः भवति। प्रत्ययस्य डित्करण सामर्थ्यात् अभस्यापि टेः इति टिलोपः। So if you take an example where shatru plus hana plus da, the actual sutra we will see, the sutra that gives the da pratyaya. But as far as the pure prakriya is concerned, what will happen? This hana, it is getting a da pratyaya. Ataha तत्र टी सम्यकः अन तस्य लोपं कृत्वा शत्रु ह अ शत्रुः इति तत्र सिद्ध्यति। अतः प्रथमं सूत्रमस्ति टेः यस्तनवर्गे दृष्टं पूर्वमपि अस्माभिः एतत् सूत्रम् अधीतं प्रथमखण्डे दिति परे भस्य टेः लोपः स्यात् इति सूत्रार्थः। वस्तुतस्तु अत्र भस्य इति न सम्बध्यते, अतः निर्देश सामर्थ्यात् इत्युक्ते प्रत्ययस्य डित्करण सामर्थ्यात् अभस्यापि अत्र टिलोपः भवति. So sutra is explicitly in the bhadikara, but purely because there is no other prayojan of dakara in the da pratyaya, we take it out temporarily of the bhadikara, or we forget the bhadikara for a while and apply that sutra over here. That second pratyaya is very interesting, multiple interesting steps. Most of them we have already seen, actually all of them. दणिनी प्रत्यय, णिनी प्रत्ययः अस्ति तत्र ण इति प्रारम्भिकः ण इति इत्संज्ञकः अस्ति, अतः अयम् णित् प्रत्ययः प्रत्ययस्य णित्वात्. as soon as the pratyay becomes णित् and the dhatu is hana, there are two karyas, we have discussed this multiple times. ह becomes gh and न becomes त. So प्रत्ययस्य णित्वात् हो हन्तेरन्येषु हन धातोः हकारस्य घकारादेशः, and the sutra is there, the last sutra in that list. हो हन्तेरन्येषु इति हन धातोः अंगस्य हकारस्य घकारादेशः कुत्र कुत्र भवति? ञित् प्रत्यये परे भवति, णित् प्रत्यये परे भवति, तथा च नकारे परे अपि भवति. So three important cases. You have a yit pratyaya, you have a nit pratyaya, or a standalone nakara should be there, and then the kutva will happen. By kutva we mean घकार आदेशः भवति, आन्तरतम्यः अयमेव आदेशः वर्गचतुर्थः, अतः अत्र घकारादेशः घकारः आदेशरूपेण विधीयते. सो प्रत्ययस्य णित्वात् हो हन्तेर्णिन्नेषु इति हन धातोः हकारस्य कुत्वे घकारादेशः, then hanasto chirnaloho iti nakarasya takaradesha. So that's the third sutra in the table over here. Hanadhatoho angasya takarasya nit pratyay pare nit pratyay pare takaradesha bhavati. So the last na becomes ta. And understand the difference between these last two sutras is that for hanasto chinnaloho there is no standalone na as another nimitta, whereas for ho hanteranneshu there is this standalone na. Yit pratyay pare nit pratyay pare tatha cha nakare pare api kutvam bhavati. So that standalone na is present over there. We will see that where it gets used. It will be used right here in the tak pratyaya. So ऋणिनी प्रत्ययः प्रत्ययस्य णित्वात् हो हन्तेर्णन्नेषु इति हनधातोः हकारस्य घकारादेशः, हनस्तो चिण्णलोः इति नकारस्य तकारादेशः, and ata upadhayah iti upadhavruddhi. So upadhavruddhi. So three different sutras acting on three different entities. We have ha, we have a, and we have na. Hana is composed of ha, a, and na. So ha becomes gha, a becomes a, and na becomes ta. So hanadhatoho nakarasya takaradesha bhavati. People are pointing out the typing mistake over here. Hanadhatoho angasya nakarasya iti syat. Satyam. Hanadhatoho angasya nakarasya takaradesha bhavati. Obviously, I mean, if there is no takara, so it cannot convert any takara. Hanadhatoho angasya nakarasya atra takaradesha bhavati. So we have what, as I was talking, we have three different karyas. Ha will become gha, a will become a, and na will become ta. So hana as an entity will get converted to ghat. Ha becomes gha, that gha becomes gha, and the na becomes ta. So kumara ghatin innanta shabdah asti. ऋणिनी इत्यस्मिन् प्रत्यये नकारोत्तरः अकारः इत्संज्ञकः नास्ति, नकारोत्तरः अकारः उच्चारणार्थः विद्यते. There is no prayojan of it samnyaka ikara anywhere in the Kridanta Prakaranam. No ikara in the Kridanta Prakaranam is it samnyaka. It is always there for ucharanartha, because it samnyaka will bring another requirement, like it should have some swara vidhana, some stri pratyaya, some angakarya, something. Here the e pratyaya has been added purely to protect the na from getting it samnya by halantyam. We have seen this earlier also when we discussed nandigrahi pachadibhyo lyuninyachaha. So tatrapi णिनि pratyaya asit, tatrapi asmin vishaye vistarena asmabhi drishtam. So that's the णिनि pratyaya. And the third is the taka pratyaya. Taka pratyasya विषये किं भवति? taka इति कित pratyayah अस्ति. So other two pratyayas are not kita, but taka is a kita pratyaya. So a specific sutra for a kit pratyaya comes up. I don't think we have seen this earlier in the course. Gama hana jana khana ghasam lopa kiti anangi. So in case of these dhatus, let's concentrate on the hana dhatu for now. What happens is upadha akarasya lopaha bhavati. Kada lopaha bhavati? Kit pratyayah agre asti chet. Taka iti kit pratyayah. So when this taka pratyaya is in front, the upadha akara, see the prakriya at the end, when you have hana plus taka, the upadha akara, the one between the h and the n, that's going to get removed. So you will have h, the halanta, the hal letter h and the hal letter n sitting next to each other. Look at this, is being removed, and at this point in time, recollect what ho hante nineshu says. Hanadhatoho angasya hakarasya nakare pare api kutvam bhavati. That's the point where we distinguished it from the hanasto chinnaloho. So nakare pare api kutvam bhavati. Ataha अत्र पुनः हकारस्य घकारादेशे कृते घ्न इति सिद्ध्यति. So जायाघ्न इति अत्र रूपं सिद्ध्यति. How, what is the sutra and all that we will see. That's the point of discussion of this whole class. But the prakriya is, that's all about the prakriya. We have three important pratyayas. We have da pratyaya, we have nini pratyaya, and we have taka pratyaya. And the subsequent sutras will now give the these pratyayas for different situations, in case of certain upapadas, in case of certain contexts and all that. So the sutras to remember, tehe, yesterday we have seen. This is the important sutram, gama hana jana khana ghasam lopaha upadhayaha iti anuvartate tat purvasmat sutrat. So you have hana ityasya upadha akarasya lopaha bhavati. And then these two sutras, I think we have studied it multiple times in the past. हनस्तो चिन्नलोः and ho hantehe निन्नेषु इति सूत्राणि प्रक्रियार्थम् अत्र स्मर्तव्यानि. Sutradhyanam prarabhamahe. So the first sutra in the list, so we have two sutras that give the da pratyaya. So we have the first sutra in the list, Ashishi Hanaha. Ashishi Hanaha. See how the sutra has been created. The da pratyaya has already been introduced in the previous slide. We have, previous sutram. We have antatyantadvadura para sarvananteshu daha. So we have already entered the domain of the da pratyaya. Now he just wants to introduce the hana dhatu. So Ashishi Hanaha. Kaha arthaha? Da iti vartate. Spashtikriyate. Da ityeva purvasmat sutrat svikarniyam. आशिषी गम्यमानायाम हन्तेः धातोः कर्मणि उपपदे ड प्रत्ययः भवति. किं नाम आशिः? अप्राप्यस्य इच्छा, नो चेत् वेल विशेस, नो चेत् ब्लेसिंग्स इति वदामः. Something that cannot be easily achieved, you bless or you wish that somebody would achieve something, that particular feeling is called ashihi. So ashishi gamyamanayam, we have an entire lakara, ashirling lakara dedicated for such kind of usages. Ashishi gamyamanayam hantehe dhatoho karmani upapade da pratyaya bhavati. Because ashishi has been explicitly said over here, the vritti also should indicate the corresponding lakara. So we have timim vadhyat. Timi means say a fish. Matsya, meena. So timim vadhyat timihaha. Remember, this is a da pratyaya. So the T samyaka ana will go away, as we have seen on the last slide. It's just her that remains. The T samyaka entity goes away. So timim vadhyat timihaha. Shatrum vadhyat shatruhaha. So who is shatruha? The person who is getting the blessings that go and I bless you, that go and kill the enemy. That person is shatruha. The person giving the blessing is not the shatruha. The person who is receiving the blessings is the shatruha. Shatrum hanyat iti shatruha. Ashishi iti kim? If the the tone is not as that of the blessings. If you are purely saying Shatrum Hanti, a person who kills the enemies, Shatrum Hanti, iti samanyah latlakareణ nirdeshah kartavyah asti chet ana pratyaya bhavati. We always fall back to ana pratyaya. So ana, hana plus ana. Again, it is a nitta pratyaya. Same three karyas will happen. Ha will become gha, a will become a, and na will become ta. So shatrughataha. Shatrum kevalam hanti iti vadamashchet shatrughataha. No chet shatrum or timim vadhyat. Shatrum vadhyat iti vadamashchet शत्रुः कौमुदीमपि पश्यामः शत्रुं वध्यात् शत्रुः आशिषीकिं शत्रुघातः सरलमेव अस्ति वार्तिकानि सन्ति कानिचन प्रथमं वार्तिकं पश्यामः दारावाहनोऽनन्तस्य छटः संज्ञायाम् lots of complicated sandhis are happening over here. Let me split this. Darau, this daru iti moola shabdah, tasya saptami ekvachanam, just like sadhau we have darau. Darau ahanaha an antasya chattah samnyayam. Darau ahanaha. If you have a upasarga plus hana dhatu, आहनः कः प्रत्ययः भवति अण इति प्रत्ययः भवति आहनः अण किम् उपपदं दारु इति उपपदं दारु in Sanskrit means wood or cinnamon tree. It does not mean alcohol. In Hindi or in local languages, daru means alcohol. Here in Sanskrit, daru is a bark of cinnamon tree, can also be used as a general term for the tree, for a wood. In fact, daru is one of the well-known words that you learn when you learn ukaranta napumsakalinga shabdas. So when in school or wherever you have learned ukaranta napumsakalinga shabdas, the stock examples are you have madhu, you have daru, and then multiple other examples are given. So darau saptami ekvachanam ahanha an antasya chattah samnyayam. Darau upapade angapurvat hantehe ana pratyaya bhavati. So what is the construct? We have daru, which is the upapadam. We have ahana. A is the upasarga, hana is the dhatu, and we have ana as the pratyaya. So the whole thing looks like daru plus a plus hana plus ana. And then in the whole process, taha iti adeshah bhavati. Kasya antyasya takaradeshah bhavati. So instead of na getting converted to ta, now the Vartika says na gets converted to ta. So we have daru ahanti napumsakalingi shabda asti atah daru daruni daruni daru daruni daruni. This is dvitiya ekvachan. Daru ahanti darva ghataha. Kaha arthaha? So daru is wood. Ahanti is continuously strikes again and again, or say uh, is basically Darvaghata word is the name of a certain bird, woodpecker iti vadamaha. Continuously with the beak, it keeps on hammering the wood of the tree. So that's the observation which is over here behind this particular construct. Daru ahanti, with its beak, continuously keeps on marking, hitting that particular wood, that particular branch, that particular pakshi visheshaha Darvaghataha. Daru plus ahana. There is an a upasarga which becomes darva ghataha. So you have hana. It would in presence of ana pratyaya, in general it would get converted to ghata. Parantu atra antyasya takaradeshah api uktah asti. Antyasya chattah samnyayam. So takaradesha ukta asti. Samnyayam vishaye. Not any random person who takes an axe and keeps on striking the wood will be called Darva Ghata. This is a specific samnya for that particular bird who is characterized by this particular behavior. So Daru ahanti saha khagaha pakshi Darva Ghataha iti tasya samnya. So that's the first Vartika. Darau Ahanaha and Antasya cha Samnyayam. The second Vartika, same thing. Instead of Darau, you have Charau. What is a Charu? Charu is elegant, or say something that is beautiful, something that is charming. So Charu Khanti, somebody that destroys something that is elegant, something that is beautiful. Again, in case, I mean, the Vartika doesn't explicitly say Samnyayam, so it can be a specific samnya of a bird, or it can be any specific person. In the previous case, we clearly say samnyayam. The second Vartika just says charva. So ang purvat, rest of the case is same. So ang purvat hantehe charau upapade ana iti pratyah bhavati, and there is charau va. So antyasya takaradeshah bhavati. विकल्पेन वा टकारादेशः भवति. सो दारौ आहनः अण् अन्त्यस्य कंपल्सरी टकारादेशः, चारौ इत्यत्र वा ग्रहणेन टकारादेशः विकल्प्यते. The an pratyaya is not vikalpyate. The takaradesha is being made optional. So charvaghatah or charvaghatah. In case of darvaghatah, there is a compulsory ta char, but for charu it is optional charvaghatah or charvaghatah. Somebody is asking what is happening with ashishi over here. Isn't ashishi being taken into vartikas? No, the vartikakara does not take ashishi over here. In fact, forget about ashishi, the da pratyaya is itself not taken in the vartikas. The sutra is about the da pratyaya, the vartika talk about the ana pratyaya. So the sutra is even getting rid of the da pratyaya. So I mean, the question of ashishi being carried into vartikas is out of the picture. So why does Vartikakara introduce this particular Vartika over here? Purely because Hana Dhatu is being discussed. This particular section is listing the sutras for Hana Dhatu. It is listing various pratyayas for Hana Dhatu. This is a da pratyaya. There will be rini, there will be taka. So then Vartikakara also adds the cases for the ana pratyaya by adding a few Vartikas. So nothing to do with the da and nothing to do with ashishi. The third Vartika present over here is Karmani Samicha. Simple. Karmani Upapade Sami ityukte sama iti upasargaha asti. Karmani Upapade sama iti upasarga asti. Sampurvad hantehe anapratyah bhavati. So you have some Karmani Upapada, not very particular one like Daru or Charu. Any Karmani Upapada based on the context is applicable, is acceptable. So Varnan Samhamti. To samhanti puts together, brings together, collects them. So for example, a person who creates number plates, for example, or name plates, he will assemble individual letters together. Or a grammarian, for example, will individual, or a vyutpattikara will assemble individual letters together, individual words together. That's the context over here. Varnan samhanti brings together the letters. Varna sanghataha Varna Sanghatah. Understand? Karmani upapade samapurvat hantehe dhatoho anapratyayah bhavati antyasya vikalpena takaradeshah bhavati. So just like we have charvaghata and charvaghata, we have varna sanghata and varna sanghata. Similarly, padani samhanti padasanghata padasanghata. There is varna, the literal phrase called varna, followed by sama, which is the upasarga, followed by hana, which is the dhatu, followed by ana, which is the pratyaya. Combining the whole thing, you can try out the prakriya on your own. It will give varna sanghata, and then optionally ta becomes a ta. Just Vartikakara says it ta iti bhavati. So we have varna sanghata or varna sanghata, padani samhanti, pada sanghata and pada sanghata. Let's quickly read Kaumudi. Shatrum vadhyat shatruha, ashishi kim shatrughatah. And then Vartikas are explained. Daravahano nanantasya chastah samnyayam, daru shabde upapade, आंग पूर्वाद हन्तेः अण टकारः च अन्तादेशः वक्तव्यः। दार्वाघाटः, चारौवा चार्वाघाटः, कर्मणि समीच कर्मण्युपपदे सम्पूर्वाद् हन्तेः उक्तं वा। कर्मणि उपपदं सम इति उपसर्गः, हन इति धातुः, यत्किञ्चिदपि उक्तमस्ति इत्युक्ते अणप्रत्ययः तथा च तस्य ट इति अन्तिमो वर्णस्य आदेशः तद् विकल्पेन भवति। वर्णान् संहन्ति इति वर्णान् संहन्ति इति वर्णसङ्घातः और वर्णसङ्घातः, पदसङ्घातः और पदसङ्घातः। So an pratyaya is there, the option is on the t, so the last letter becoming the t is the option. By default it is anyway going to become the t. So that's the whole discussion about this ashishi hanaha. अग्रे गच्छामः। अग्रिमं सूत्रमस्ति अपेक्लेशतमसोः। So that's also the second sutra for the d pratyaya. So apekleshatamasoho. Apapurvat, simple actually, apapurvat hantehe dhatoho kleshatamasoho. Two upapadas are given. Klesha ityukte pida, dukkham, pain. Tamas ityukte andhakara. What is the situation? We have apa upasarga. So apahanti takes away. Apahanti, hanti is to kill, apahanti is to removes, to gets rid of. So klesha tatha tamas iti upapadadvayam एतयोः विषये कर्मणोः उपपदयोः ड प्रत्ययः भवति क्लेशापहः पुत्रः। क्लेशम अपहन्ति, takes away the sorrow, takes away the dukkham, takes away the pain. क्लेशापहः पुत्रः। तमोपहः सूर्यः। तमः हन्ति, takes away, तमस् इति सकारान्त शब्दः, तमः हन्ति, takes away the darkness, takes away the अंधकार। तमोपहः सूर्यः अनाशिरर्थ आरम्भः. So this is specifically for the normal construct and not related to ashishi. So ashishi was only in the last particular sutra. This is just anashi, the normal context. So we don't say tamaha vadhyat or so anything like that. Just tamaha hanti or apahanti iti tamopaha suryaha klesham apahanti iti kleshapaha putraha. Let's read Kaumudi. अपपूर्वाद हन्तेः डः स्यात् अनाशीरर्थमिदं क्लेशापहः पुत्रः तमोपहः सूर्यः. Let's take a look at the prakriya actually for this tamopaha. So tamaha hanti iti apahanti iti bhavet. Tamaha apahanti iti atra vrittihi. The prakriya is given over here. You can take a look at this prakriya later on. The reason why I explicitly wrote the prakriya over here is because you see this tamopaha. So there is this sakara. Rest of the prakriya I won't walk you through, but there is this sakara. Sa will become ru because of sa sajusho ruhu padanta sakarasya rutvam bhavati. Ru will become u because of atorora plutada plute. So there is a to the right and there is a to the left. So it will cause u. Understand this is the reversal of the tripadi krama. This is acceptable because of the vidhana samarthya of atorora plutada plute. So there is a reversal of the tripadi krama. Tam u normal adgunah bhavati. Tamo up ing of padantadatiti purva rupaha tamopah. So that's basically tamopah iti atra sutram antimam rupam siddhyati. So there is a question, why is the apa upasarga given in the saptami? So upapade iti tatra artham svikartum shaknumaha. So apa purvat hante dhatoho ityukte apa iti tatra upapadamasi. No chet apa ityasya upasthitau apya iti shabde tatra sthite iti atra arthaha bhavitum arhati. So you can have two upapadas and tatra upapadam saptamistham. Even if you apply it over here, you can have one upapada which is klesha and tamas, other upapadam which is apa. So that also is acceptable by saying tatra upapadam saptami stham and making it into saptami, or ape iti upapade tasya ape iti shabde tasya upasthito iti api vaktum shaknumah. Okay, so this completes the discussion of the da pratyaya. Actually, the title of the slide is wrong. It should only say da pratyaya. It said da and rini. The reason is that I actually had da and rini on this slide, and then later on I thought that I'll also demonstrate the prakriya, because the prakriya of this tamopaha is not very trivial. So tamopaha suryaha. Okay, agre gacchamaha. Agrimam sutram. There is only one sutra that talks about the rini pratyaya. Let's take a look where we are. आशिशिहनः अपे क्लेशतमसोः कुमारशीर्षयोः णिनिः. So here also a little bit of prakriya is there. That's why I mean, the original slide had both of these sutras on the same slide. I just split them and added a prakriya. So Kumara Shirshayoho Ninihi. We are done with the da pratyaya. As I said, the class will be short probably. We are almost done with 1/3. So Kumara Shirshayoho Ninihi Hana iti vartate. See how beautifully he writes. This is also like we should learn something from this. Like, what is the reason of writing this particular line? Hana iti vartate. The pratyaya has changed. The earlier discussion was about the da pratyaya. Now the pratyaya has changed, but the dhatu remains. That's actually something unique. In general, what will happen is the pratyaya will change and the dhatu will change. But what is happening over here? The pratyaya has changed. The dhatu continues to remain as hana. So he explains it. Hana iti anuvartate. Vartate ityukte anuvartate. Kumara Shirsha ityetayoho upapadayoho. So we have two upapadas. Kumara. A few classes ago, there was a big discussion in the class on what Kumara means, whether it's 5-year-old or 10-year-old or 15-year-old or whatever. Whatever we want to mean over here. Kumara iti shabdaha tatha cha Shirsha iti upapadam. Shiras, head, iti atra mulaha shabdaha asti. Vadami. So basically on the right hand side, you can see the prakriya. It starts with something called as a shiras, which means head. I'll talk about it. But the upapada that you see in the whole process is shirsha. So kumara shirsha ityetayoho upapadayoho hante rini pratyaya bhavati. What is happening with the rini pratyaya? The final form will be ghatin. Ha will get converted to gha, a will get converted to a, and na will get converted to ta. Inna is sitting at the end. Ghatin will be the final form. So Kumara Ghatin, Kumaram Hanti, Saha Kumara Ghatim. Shiraha Hanti, the one who kills the head. Shirsha Ghatin, iti pratipadikam. He makes it clear, Nipatanat, Shirasaha, Shirsha Bhavaha. So essentially, the Prakriya says we start with the word called Shiras, means head. We start the Prakriya with something called Shiras, Shiraha Hanti iti. In the whole Prakriya, as soon as the Samasa happens and before any other Prakriya happens, this Shiras gets converted to Shirsha. Shirasaha, Shirsha Bhavaha. So as soon as the Shiras appears in the Prakriya, that Shiras gets converted to Shirsha. When I say as soon as it appears, it's always there since the beginning, but it was hidden it was attached to a vibhakti. So we wait till the vibhakti pratyay is removed just for the theoretical sake. There's no harm even if you on the first step convert the Shiras to Shirsha. But we let the vibhakti pratyay go away. As soon as that standalone Shiras sits over there, we convert it to Shirsha. So Shirsha, this is obtained from Shiras. How does this conversion happens? Nipatanat. Nipatanat Shirasaha Shirsha Bhavaha. And then the normal prakriya will happen. Shirsha Ghatin iti pratipadikam. Tasya prathamikavachanam Shirsha Ghati. Similarly, Kumara Ghati. Kumaram Hanti. Kumara Ghati. So we have Kumara Ghati. Shirasaha Shirsha Bhavaha Nipatyate. Shirsha Ghati. The one who kills a Kumara and the one who hits or kills the head. Let's see nyasa. Simple actually. Let's take a look. णिनेः द्वितीयः इकारः नकारस्य इत्संज्ञा परित्राणार्थः. Why is an additional ikara added in णिनि? So that the n gets protected. Why should n be protected? Because the final pratipadika is the nakaranta pratipadika. Kumara ghatin, shirsha ghatin. Whereas if you just have the pratyay called n, then na will go away by halantyam. So he protects it by adding ikara. Why only ikara? Why not any other swara? Well, this is the sutrakara's choice. I mean, even if you would have added any other swara, you would have asked the same question. Why that swara and why not something else? But in general, ikaras and ukaras are pretty common when it comes to adding swaras for ucharanartha. Ikara is actually much more common. So ikara atra ucharanartha nochet nakarasya itsamya pariharartha sthapita asti. If I just say ucharanartha, it might cause a problem. What is a problem? Can't I just pronounce rinna? किमर्थम उच्चारणार्थः इकारः इति प्रतिप्रश्नः भवितुमर्हति. अतः उच्चारणम् इत्युक्ते किं? नकारस्य उच्चारणम्. सो नकारस्य उच्चारणार्थम् इकारः स्थापितः अस्ति. सो णिनि इत्यत्र णिन्न इत्येव ण इति सम्यकः. इकारः केवलं तत्र नकारस्य इत्संज्ञा निषेधार्थः, नो चेत् नकारस्य उच्चारणं भवेत् इति हेतुना स्थापितः. The final forms are kumar ghatin and shirsha ghatin. Somebody is asking what this shiraha form is. It is dvitiya ekvachan. Shiraha, shirasi, shiramsi. Shiraha, shirasi, shiramsi, shiraha, shirasi, shiramsi. Correct. So this is dvitiya ekvachan. The person who kills the head. Shiras is the karma of the whole process. So shiraha hanti. This is the prathama. Sorry, dvitiya ekvachan. This is the napumsakalinga word. Agre gachamaha. So that's 2/3 of the class is over. 2/3 in the sense out of 3 pratyas, 2 pratyas are over, not time wise. 2 pratyas are over. Now we have the next set of pratyas, next set of sutras. Only one pratyay, taka pratyay is there. Lots of interesting well-known words will be derived in this particular context. Lakshane jayapatyoštaka amanushyakartrike cha shaktau hastikapatayoho panighatadagau shilpini. So let's start with Lakshane Jayapatyoštaka. Hantehe Kashikam Pathanasmi Hantehe Jayapatyoho Karmanoho Upapadayoho Lakshanavati Kartari Taka Pratyayaha Bhavati. I'm sure not a single word is clear at this point. What is Lakshanavati Kartari? Before we understand that, what exactly is Lakshana? Nyasa makes it clear. Lakshyate chinhyate anena iti lakshanam. A certain mark, a certain sign, a certain chinha is called a lakshana. So for example, somebody say has some specific type of eyes, somebody has a specific birthmark on the body, some particular say cloth has a certain mark to indicate that this is from this particular say brand or something. That is basically lakshana. Lakshate chinhyate anena iti lakshanam. What is lakshanavan? The one who has the lakshana is the lakshanavan. So tad asya asti asmin. This is a tadhita pratyaya. Tad asya asti asmin iti atra lakshanavati. इत्युक्ते लक्षणवान लक्षणवत इति प्रातिपदिकम. लक्षणवती is a saptami ekvachanam over here. लक्षणवती कर्तरी. So tad asya asti iti lakshanavan tasmin iti lakshanavati. So what is lakshanavan? A person who has a certain type of chinha. Now, when we talk about chinha of a person, it's most likely certain type of, mole or some specific mark on the body that's being discussed over here. So, hantehe jayapatyoho. Two words are there, jaya and pati. Please understand, this is not jaya and apatya. Like the instinct is to break it over here saying jaya and apatya. But if it would have been jaya and apatya, it would be jaya patyayoho. Shashti dvivachanam over here. So Jaya and Pati. Jaya Patyoho. Jaya is wife, Pati is husband. So basically, both the words are taken care in this, like complementary words are taken care in this particular sutram. Lakshane Jaya Patyoho Tak. Hantehe Hanadhatoho Vishay Chintanam Kritamasti. Jaya Patyoho. Jaya and Pati. These words are कर्मणोः उपपदयोः. These words are used as a कर्मवाची उपपद. लक्षणवति कर्तरि टक प्रत्ययः भवति. कः अर्थः? What kind of चिह्नं, what kind of lakshana we are talking about? So let me explain what is written in the commentary, and then we'll take a take a quick look at the commentaries. So for example, a lady she is not probably getting married, so her mother is say worried. She takes this lady to an astrologer, takes her birth chart or takes her for showing palm and all that, and the astrologer sees her palm and says that there is this particular chihnam, there is this particular mark on the marriage line on the hand, because of which if she marries the that such and such person, there is a chance that the person will die. Understand this. So what is happening? The lady has a chihnam on her hand, or maybe certain chihnam, certain yoga in her birth chart, where the astrologer says if whosoever she marries, that person will die. So then this is the chihnam that we are talking about. Such a person will be referred as, or such a lady will be referred as patigni, the one. She may or may not kill the husband actually. She has a chinha, she has a mark, she has some kind of sign, lakshana, that the husband will get killed. So patigni vrushali. Vrushali is a shudra stri. So patigni vrushali. Kim nama patigni vrushali? Kinchit chihnam asti iti artha. That's what is meant by lakshana. This is not a general kartarartha sense like the wife is going to kill the husband, or the reverse also. Here, look at this. Jaya Gnaha Brahmanaha. So the person has some sort of chihnam marking, some sort of yoga on his hand, which makes an astrologer or somebody believe that this person has the tendency, or it's possible that when the person gets married, the wife will be killed. So Jaya Gnaha Brahmanaha. Let's actually look at Balamanorama. Jaya Hanana Suchaka Lakshanavan. The Purusha, he is not going to kill the wife, but he has the Lakshana that the wife will be killed. Maybe he kills it, maybe the wife dies because of accident, or maybe whatever. But the wife won't die if he doesn't marry. Probably. But if he marries because of some bad combinations of planets in his birth chart or bad mark on his hand, the wife has to suffer. So Jaya Hanana Suchaka Lakshanavan Purushaha. Let's look at the Padamanjari also. Jaya Ghna iti Jaya Marana Suchakam Panirekha Visheshadikam. Specific line on the palm. The astrologers are able to understand that. Jaya Marana Suchakam Panirekha Visheshadikam Yasya Asti Saha Tam Hanti iti Gaunaha Vyavaharaha. Understand this line very carefully. What is the Pradhana Vyavahara? Pradhana Vyavahara is presence of a line. That's it. If you do not believe in astrology or any of that line, then none of this probably that sutra does not apply to that person. So the pradhana vyavahara over here is the pani rekha. The pani rekha shows that the person is going to kill the wife. That's the gauna vyavahara, secondary. Who has seen the future? Maybe there are some other yogas that are canceling it out, or maybe the astrologer hasn't studied it properly, whatever. But the real thing, what is happening, nobody has seen. Only the Lakshana is being seen, and based on the Lakshana, the Brahmana is being described as the Jayagna Brahmana, or the Stri Vrushali has been described Patigni Vrushali iti atra artha. So Jayagna iti Jaya Marana Suchakam Panirekha Visheshadikam Yasya Asti Sahatam Hanti iti gaunah vyavaharah. Balamanorama also pati hanana suchana lakshanavati. That is the part, feminine part. Pati hanana suchanavati ityarthaha. And how does this pati gni? Ni pratyaya came over here. Tidhane. Very well known sutram. So titvat ni iti pratyaya bhavati. Kaumudim pathamah. Hantehe tak syat lakshanavati kartari. Understand this. It's only the lakshana that we are talking about, only the chinnam. Contrast this with the previous one. When we say shatru ghataha or when we say tamapaha, actual action is being taken. Whereas over here, it's just a lakshana. So ante tak syat lakshanavati kartari jaya ghnaha na nru shabdasya prathama ekvachanam na naraha iti arthaha patighni stri. Here is the prakriya that is available. Please go through it later on. Jayam hanti. You have gama hana jana khana ghasam lopaha kit niti anangi. So kit pratyay is there, right? Takka is a kit pratyaya. So hakarottara akaraha will be removed by this gama hana jana. And then because there is a direct contact between her and na, the na will become gha. So jaya plus gha plus na and jayaghna iti shabdah siddhyati. And then last line in Kashika, athava lakshane dyotye tak pratyaya. So he says, what it in other words, athava means in other words, the lakshana has been imposed on that particular brahmana. So how is this brahmana? What is the lakshana of the brahmana? The brahmana is jayagna. That's the lakshana of the brahmana. What is the lakshana of this Vrishali? She is patigni. That's the way he has been characterized. Iti atra arthaha. Either way, you can take lakshanavati kartari, lakshana dyotye. This lakshana dyotye aspect is not even explained in any of the commentaries. It's just another way of explaining the same thing. What is important to understand over here? The upapadas have to be jaya or pati. You cannot have any other upapadas, and therefore the resultant word must be a counterpart. So if the upapada is jaya, which is wife, then the resultant word must be husband. Jaya ghnaha will be husband. Similarly, if the upapada is pati, then the resultant word will be the wife. So patigni will be wife. So upapada will represent one gender, the final word will represent another gender. That's all that this particular sutra talks about. Lakshane jayapatyoshtak. Agre gacchamaha. Lakshane jayapatyoshtak amanushya kartrukecha. Agrimam sutram very similar to this. Amanushya kartrukecha. In this particular context, the karta, the actual entity which is causing that lakshana is amanushya, is not a manushya. What was happening in the previous case? It was definitely a manushya. The killer of the wife will be husband and the killer of the husband will be wife. It's a manushya. But here it can be something which is not a manushya. Let's see the meaning and then I'll explain a little bit more about this amanushya. Amanushya karatruke vartamanat hantehe dhatoho karmani upapade taka pratyaya bhavati. So the karta, the actual entity that's being represented by the word jayagna or patgni is not necessarily a manushya over here. So amanushya karatruke vartamanat hantehe dhatoho कर्मणि उपपदे टक प्रत्यय भवति जायाघ्नः तिलकालकः. There is a mole on the hand. There is some sort of black coloring pigment on the hand, and astrologer says that it is this black pigment that will make you jayaghna. So who is the jayaghna in this particular sutram? It is not the brahmana, it is the particular pigment, particular mole present on the hand is the jayaghna. Contrast this with the previous sutram. The previous sutram says the Brahmana himself is a Jayagna owing to the fact that he has that particular mole on the hand. Here we are talking in a more direct sense. The poor Brahmana is not at fault. It is the mole on the hand which is at fault. So Jayagna Tilakalakaha, the black colored mole on the hand, is itself the Jayagna, is going to result in his wife being killed. Patigni Panirekha. There is a specific line on the hand which is the real culprit. So that's the Patigni, not the Stri, but the Panirekha. Contrast this. There earlier it was Manusha, here it is Amanusha Kartruke. Patigni Panirekha. And the sutra has also been extended to give examples of other things not related to Jaya and Pati. So previous sutra was limited to Jaya and Pati. The current sutra also has examples of Jaya and Pati, but it is extended because he says Karmani Upapade. So other examples are also possible. Shleshmagnam Madhu. The honey or so whatever medicine, it kills the mucus. Pittagnam Ghrutam. The Ghruta ghee kills the acidity or bile, pitta, whatever. So here it is not a tinge of lakshana. Here it can be an actual chemical reaction happening. The madhu is taken and some reaction happens and the mucus is removed. The ghruta is ingested and some reaction happens and the pitta is removed. So here it is not more of a lakshana. It's actually a probably direct hanti, or at least hanane sahayyam karoti, assists. Maybe alone ghruta is not sufficient, but some hormones in the body, some chemicals in the body mixed with ghrutam, or ghrutam mixed with some external agents are able to kill. So then assist karoti, sahayyam karoti. So this sutra doesn't talk about lakshana in particular. It is not fixed, it is not delimited, it is not restricted to the case of lakshanam. It's basically saying amanusya kartruke vartamanat. Whether it is lakshana or whether it is something else, you look at the examples and you decide. So here, for example, patigni panirekha, it has to be lakshana. The inanimate line sitting on the hand cannot kill somebody. Similarly, jayagna tilakalaka is definitely a lakshana. The black mole on the whatever hand is not going to kill somebody. But shleshmagna madhu, it's something beyond lakshana. The actual physical constituents, chemical elements of that madhu will help in the whole process. Pittagnam ghrutam, and so on. अमनुष्य कर्तृके इति किम? Why अमनुष्य कर्तृके इति किम? आखुघातः शूद्रः. Akhu is a rat. So somebody who kills a rat, शूद्रः. So Shudra is a human being. आखुघातः इत्यत्र सामान्यः अणप्रत्ययः भवति. आखु हन अण इति तत्र कॉम्बिनेशन. आखु इति उपपदम, हन इति धातुः, अण इति प्रत्ययः. शूद्रः मनुष्यः अस्ति. आखुघातः शूद्रः. Let's read Kaumudi and then I'll come to Kashika. Jayagnah tilakalakah patigni panirekha pittagnam krutam amanushya iti kim akhughatah shudraha. Now, one thing to understand over here is that this amanushya, see, this is a negation, and whenever a negation appears, we have to think, is it paryudasa or is it prasajya pratishedha? Now, understand this. If you take this as paryudasa, paryudasa means another entity, the corresponding similar entity must exist. So there are situations where amanusha has been interpreted as paryudasa. Pay close attention. There are situations where amanusha has been interpreted as paryudasa for different other sutras. Tatra amanushaha ityukte manushyaha nasti parantu tat sadrushaha. Tat sadrushaha ityukte jivitaha. Some living entity which is not a manushya. So if you interpret a manushya as a paryudasa, classic example is a brahmanam anaya. So if you interpret a brahmana as a paryudasa, it will mean somebody who is a human being but not a brahmana. Similarly, if a manushya is being interpreted as a paryudasa, it will be a non-manushya but a living entity. That's not what we want over here, because the examples talk about ghruta, madhu, panirekha, tilakalaka, and so on. So we interpret this as a prasajya pratishedha. We say amanusha ityukte non-manushya, and we don't care what it is. Maybe it is a rock on the road, we don't care. अमनुष्य इत्युक्ते मनुष्यः नास्ति इत्येव. मनुष्यः नास्ति, मनुष्य सदृशः इत्युक्ते जीवितः, नो चेत् पशुः. इति कश्चन अस्ति इति अर्थः न स्वीकर्तव्यः, केवलं मनुष्यः नास्ति इत्येव अत्र अर्थः ग्रहीतव्यः। सो अमनुष्यकर्तृके वर्तमानात् हन्तेः धातोः कर्मणि उपपदे टक प्रत्ययः भवति। Now there is a question that is asked in the Nyasa, very nice question. The question is why Kartruke has been added in the sutra. Why can't just I say amanushyecha? So we have Lakshane Jaya Patyoshtaka amanushyecha. Why do you want to have Kartruke over here? What is special thing that is being told by adding Kartruke? So he asks, Nanucha Kartrugrahanam Nakartavyam? Let's not, let's get rid of this Kartru. ननु च कर्तृग्रहणं न कर्तव्यं विनापीहितेन अमनुष्य कर्तरी प्रत्ययः लभ्यते एव. All krut pratyayas are kartararthe by default. So even if you say amanusya, it is amanusya kartari only. So vinapitena amanusya kartari pratyayah labhyate eva. So then he explains naivam shakyam कर्तृग्रहणम अंतरेण इत्युक्ते कर्तृग्रहणम विना कर्तृग्रहणम अंतरेण अमनुष्य ग्रहणम केवलम उपादीयमानम उपपद विशेषणम अपि विज्ञायते. So if कर्तृ is not added in this particular sutra, amanusha can also act as the visheshana of the upapada. So अमनुष्ये इति तत्र सप्तमी अस्ति. अमनुष्ये च इति ब्रूमश्चेत् अमनुष्य इत्युक्ते उपपदस्य विशेषणम् इति अपि विज्ञायते. That particular entity is the karta, is not being stressed over here. So he would say tasmad kartrugrahanam kartavyam, and therefore we would like to have the kartru over here. What is the essence over here? The essence is he wants to highlight the, I mean, you can also argue in the reverse manner. So all that he was saying is he wants to highlight the fact that the resultant word is the karta and not just to be taken as the visheshana of the upapada. So in other words, he is saying that this amanusha is not talking about whether pitta is the manusha or not. It is talking about ghruta being not the manusha. So ghruta is the karta. That is what should be characterized by amanusha. Pitta, if you just say amanushyecha, there is a chance that amanusha will get an anvaya with pitta, making pitta as amanusha. But then that will not fit here, like patigni, that will not fit over here. Jayagna, that will not fit over here. So he says, let's make it clear that you have amanusha kartruke. Okay, some few more aspects of this particular sutram. I think we probably require all the time that we have. So Kashika says, Iha tasman bhavati chauraghataha hasti. So there is a prayoga, we say chauraghataha hasti. Chaura, thief, chauram hanti. He kills the particular thief. Who kills that particular thief? An elephant. Now we have an elephant which is amanushya. So amanushya atra karta asti. You see, this sutra is very general. It does not say anything lakshana, non-lakshana that is kept behind. All that it is saying is the karta must be amanushya, appropriate karmani upapada. So whichever karmani upapada you want to use, the most general sutra amongst all these sutras, whichever upapada you want to use, all that you have the restriction is that the amanushya karta has to be represented. So chaura iti upapadam, hana iti dhatuhu, hasti iti amanushya karta, किमर्थम अत्र अण प्रत्ययः भवति. चौरघातः हस्ति इत्यत्र अण प्रत्ययः विधीयते. किमर्थम अण प्रत्ययः विधीयते इति पृष्टे कृत्यल्युटो bahulam iti bahula vachanad अण भवति. Basically we have to justify अण somehow. Prayoga Sharanaha Vaiyakaranaha. The prayoga is for the anapratyaya. We have to justify it. There is no other sutra that quickly gives anapratyaya. Bring the anapratyaya by taking rescue help of bahulam. So Krutyalyato bahulam iti bahula vachanad ana bhavati. Basically escape route. Somehow he wants to justify that anapratyaya over here. Same thing Kaumudi last part. Chora ghato nagara ghato hasti. So an elephant which kills, say, the entire city, destroys the entire city. नगरघातो हस्ति इति तु बाहुलकात् अणि. Bring the an pratyaya by Krutyaluto bahulam. There is one small fragment in Kaumudi which I skipped. Very interesting. Let's take a look at it. Atha katham. Let's actually before that read the whole Kaumudi to understand that we have studied remaining part. So Jayagnaha Tilakalakaha. We studied this. Patigni Panirekha Pittagnam Ghritam. Amanusha itikim Akhughataha Shudraha. The one who kills the rats. We talked about that. And this last part, Choraghato Nagaraghato Hasti iti tu Bahulakad Ani. That's also what we discussed. One line, Ath Katham Balabhadraha Pralambagnaha. So Ath Katham Balabhadraha Pralambagnaha Shatrughnaha Krutagnaha. So this Pralambagna is a visheshana of Balabhadra. So what he is saying is there are these words which are generated. Pralambagna, Shatrughna, very well known words. Half an hour ago, somebody asked how to derive Shatrughna. So Shatrum Hanti iti Shatrughna, Krutagna, all these are very well known words. Now Pralambagna is a human being, Balarama or Balabhadra. Shatrughna is a human being. Krutagna, typically a term used to indicate a human being. So all these are Manushas. So you will not have the Taka Pratyaya over there. So look at these forms. Jaya Gna Tilakalaka, Patigna, Shleshmagna, Pittagna. All these cases we were talking about a Manusha. Here the same Taka Pratyaya seems to be used to create words like Pralambagna, Shatrughna and Krutagna. But where is the Sutram? The previous Sutram for the Taka Pratyaya, Lakshane Jaya Patyoshtaka, is only for Jaya and Pati, no other words. And the current Sutra is for all possible Upapadas. It's for, there is no limit on what the Upapada can be, but it has to be a Manusha Kartruka. A Manusha cannot be the final Karta over there. So how do we justify Shatrughna, Krutagna, Pralambagna? Looks like a Taka Pratyaya, right? Because it form resonates exactly with Pittagna, Shleshmagna, and so on. So he says, hold on, this is not a Taka Pratyaya at all. This is a Ka Pratyaya. Where is this Ka Pratyaya found? He says, go a little bit above. In fact, much above in the sheet number 3. Go all the way above. Remember this fifth sutra that we studied. Tunda shokayoho parimruja panudoho. This fifth sutra, 3 to 5. Tunda shokayoho parimruja panudoho. In this particular sutram, we have here. In this particular sutram, we have a Vartikam that we studied. Ka prakarane moola vibhujadibhyaha upasankhyanam. So the words from the moola vibhujadi gana, which apparently is an akriti gana, these words get the ka pratyaya. So then in the current context, this Pralambagna, Shatrughna, Krutagna, all these words can be justified by adding the Ka Pratyaya on the Hana Dhatu. Understand, Ka Pratyaya is also Kita. So Gama, Jana, Hana, and so on, that particular Karya, no chet, akarasya lopaha bhavati chet hakarasya kutve ghakaraha, that particular karya, both the karyas are anyway going to happen. The ka pratyay, the ka, it's samyaka ka, is common between takka and ka. So all the relevant karyas are going to happen. The only karya that will not happen is the tit specific karya, which is the feminine form, but that's okay. These are anyway names. So Balabhadra, his name is Pralambagna. Shatrughna, name of Rama's brother. Krutagna, the feminine form will be Krutagna because of the Ka Pratyaya. So what he says, Shatrughna, Krutagna, de Shabdaha, Taka Pratyayantaha na santi, apitu Ka Pratyayantaha santi, Tunda Shokayoho, Parimruja Panudoho, Ityatra Pathite, Ka Prakarane, Moola Vibhujadibhyaha, Upasankhyanam, Asmin Vartike, कश्चन मूलविभुजादिगणः निर्दिष्टः अस्ति तस्मिन् गणे विद्यमानाः शब्दाः क प्रत्ययेन सिद्ध्यन्ति अयं मूलविभुजादिगणः आकृतिगणः अस्ति अतः अस्मिन् गणे एतेषां समावेशः क्रियते सो कथं बलभद्रः प्रलम्बघ्नः शत्रुघ्नः कृतघ्नः इत्यादि मूलविभुजादित्वात् सिद्धम्. That's all about this amanushya kartrukecha. So we talked about the purpose of kartruke. We understood what exactly amanushya would mean over here. We talked about the chora ghata and so on because of the ana bahulakat ana pratyaya bhavati. And then finally, we also referred back to the mula vibhujadi gana. Agre gacchamaha, last two sutras. So we have, let's go down. So we have शक्तौ हस्तिकपाटयोः पाणिघताडघौ शिल्पिनी. शक्तौ हस्तिकपाटयोः. Actually, two simple sutras. शक्तौ हस्तिकपाटयोः शक्तौ गम्यमानायां हस्ति कपाटयोः कर्मणोः उपपदयोः हन्तेः टक प्रत्ययः भवति. So शक्तौ गम्यमानायां शक्ति, power, energy, whatever, and kapata. Kapata over here means door or a latch of the door. The commentaries will talk about it in details. So shaktau gamyamanayam hasti kapatayoho कर्मणोः उपपदयोः हन्ते टक प्रत्ययः भवति. मनुष्य कर्तृकार्थ आरंभः. So earlier was अमनुष्य कर्तृके च. Here we are talking about मनुष्य कर्तृके. मनुष्य कर्तृकार्थ आरंभः. The Shakti is not the Upapada. Shaktau Gamyamanayam, to exhibit an action that requires power, that requires energy, that requires balam. So Hasti and Kapata. Kapata means door or the latch of the door. I'll talk about this in a minute. So Hasti and Kapata are the Upapadas. Hana is the dhatu. We have Taka Pratyaya. So Hastinam Hantum Shaktaha, the one who has enough energy, who is capable of killing a Hasti. So Hastinam Hantum Shaktaha, Shaktau iti asti. वस्तुतस्तु हन्ति उत न हन्ति इति चिन्तनम् अत्र न करणीयम. Whether he actually kills or not is out of the question. He has the ability, he has the energy to kill. So Hastinam Hantum Shaktaha. What will happen? You have Hasti, you have Hana, Taka Pratyaya will come. Just like how we had Panigna or whatever, we will have, or Jayagna, we will have Hastigna. So Hastignaha Manushaha. Hastinam Hantum Shaktaha Hastignaha Manushaha. Similarly, Kapata. Kapatam Hantum Shaktaha. So Kapata is the door, the one who is capable of, breaking the latch or breaking the door and entering. So Kapatam Hantum Shaktaha Kapatagnaha. Look at Kaumudi. I will explain the remaining part of the commentary. But look at Kaumudi. Kapatagnaha Choraha. So Hastignaha Manushaha. Manushya Kartrukartham idam. So an instrument or a weapon which is capable of killing the elephant will not get this particular term. Manushya Kartrukartham idam. Hastignaha na ityukte naraha. Kapatagnaha. You can consider kapata as door, or it also has a latch. The both of them, the thief can break. So it can destroy that and enter. So kapatagnaha choraha. Another word for the same thing is kavata. Actually, more known word in the language is kavata. So he says kavata iti pathantaram. Kavatagnaha choraha iti api vaktum shaknumaha. कपाटघ्नः चोरः, नो चेत् कवाटघ्नः चोरः, हस्तिघ्नः न, हस्तिघ्नः नरः इति अर्थः. And Shaktau iti kim? Why we are specifically talking about Shakti? Shaktau iti kim? Vishen hastinam hanti. So he might not have the physical power, but he gives a little bit of poison to the elephant and the elephant dies. So Vishen hastinam hanti. तस्य विषये अस्य सूत्रस्य प्रसक्तिः न विद्यते. सामान्यरूपेण अण इति प्रत्ययः भवति, हस्तिनं हन्ति इति हस्तिघातः. शक्तिः नास्ति, नो युक्तिः अस्ति, नो चेत् अस्त्रम् अस्ति, विषम् अस्ति, तेन हस्तिनं हन्ति चेत् हस्तिघातः अण इति प्रत्ययः भवति. So तत्त्वबोधिनी makes it clear, स्वबलेन एव हन्तुं या शक्तिः सा गृह्यते. So one might argue that poison is also power. Giving poison is also, you have power, so you are giving poison. So that's not being discussed over here. स्वबलेनैव हन्तुं या शक्तिः सा गृह्यते. You have to use your own muscle power, or you have to use your own energy to kill him. So somebody is asking whether you have to kill using your hands, where you can use weapon also if you want, but the power should be your hand. So for example, a weak person, he should not be able to just kill it using the weapon. Your power should be used over there, your energy, balam should be used over there to kill it. Swabale naiva hantum ya shaktihi sa griyate. And then this remaining part in Kashika, it's actually a prastuta over here. Should not, I mean, there is no need to talk about it. But he basically tries to give the vyutpatti, the derivation of the word kapata. So he says, kam patayati. Kam ityukte pavanam vayum. So ka in this context means a vayu. So for example, a lot of air is moving, or say air is moving with quite speed. And then what happens when you close the door of your house, or when you close the door of the room, the air cannot enter the room, or the wind cannot in the high wind cannot enter the room. It gets blocked over there. So kam patayati ityukte runadhi, puts a restriction over there. Another meaning of patayati is pravishate. What is pravishate? It enters on the road of that particular wind and stops it. So pravishate ityukte pavanasya marge tatra avarodha rupena upatishtati. Kam patayati, the wind is flowing, the door or the door knob, whatever will act as a avarodhaka on that road, comes and sit as an avarodhaka. That's kapata. General vyutpatti is given, it was a prastuta. I mean, in no other cases he is being giving vyutpattis of these words, upapadas like this. A possible reason why he is giving a vyutpatti is because, as I mentioned, kavata is a well-known word. Kapata is probably not used in that frequently for a door. So he just decides that let's give the vyutpatti and explain that this is how the word kapata is being derived. So मनुष्य कर्तृकार्थ आरंभः हस्तिनं हन्तुं शक्तः हस्तिघ्नः मनुष्यः कं पाट्येति प्रविशते इति कपाटघ्नश्चौरः शक्तौ इति किं विषेण हस्तिनं हन्ति इति हस्तिघातः. There is only one sutra remaining, and then I think we are done. But before that, on the previous slide, there was something that somebody, I think, aptly pointed out. So amanusha iti kim akhughatah shudraha. So I don't know if I discussed this or not, but somebody is saying here Shudra is a manusha. So that's exactly what is being discussed over here. Amanusha iti kim. Why the akhughatah shudraha does not get the taka pratyaya was the question over here. And the answer that was given is because it is a shudra. So you have akhu, which is upapada. You have hana as the dhatu. You could, so karmani upapada is there. You could have got a taka pratyaya. The reason why you don't get taka pratyaya is because there is a shudra. I don't know what was the intent of that question, but if I missed explaining that line, here is the explanation. Amanusha iti kim akhughatah shudraha atra shudraha manushyaha asti atah atra taka pratyaya na bhavati akhughat is anapratyanta form that is generated. So somebody is asking, what is the meaning of pravishata? Is actually pravishate. Kam pateti pravishate. Pravishate means enters. Where does, so patayati, the verb is patayati. The meaning in the commentary is given as pravishate. What is the context of patayati and pravishate? The intended meaning over here is that the wind is flowing. This particular door enters on the pathway of the wind. So wind is flowing. Actually, the door physically will not enter, but that's the intended meaning. The door will enter on the actual path of the wind and then will stop the wind, will not let it come in the room or in the house. So the koshas also use the word runadhi to explain this. Kam ityukte vatam vayum, patati ityukte runadhi. That's actually a better derivation. Stops the wind. But Kashikakara says kam pateti is equal to, actual commentary say pateti is equal to pravishata. So which effectively means the meaning of patayati in this context is pravishata. How can entering be resonated or be brought in the context of door, or runadhi is basically enters on the path of the wind and then restricts it. Doesn't restrict it from remote locations, just enters on the path of the wind and restricts it. Last sutram and then we will stop. Panighatada Ghaushilpini. Nothing is there. It's a Nipatana. So Panighatada Ghaushilpini, the last sutram. Panigha Tadagha. Actually, something is there. Even if I say nothing is there, it will take like 5-10 minutes. Panigha Tadagha Ityetau Shabdau Nipatyete Shilpini Kartari. What is Shilpini Kartari? Having a skill. Remember, we had studied one sutra, Shilpini Shvuna, where we talked about the word Nartaka. Nrutyati iti shilpam asya tatra nartaka iti pratyaya bhavati. So Shilpini Shvuna, tatra yaha Shilpini iti shabdaha saha eva arthaha atrapi panighatadagau Shilpini. This is the skill of that particular karta. What kind of skill? Pani iti upapadam means hands. So pani tadayati, or sorry, pani hanti. Tadayati te artha, hanti doesn't mean physical killing. Pani tadayati. So basically he claps in an artistic way or claps in a certain way. That is also kala. So for example, one might say, what is their kala in clapping? But our ancient literature gives 64 different types of kalas. Chatushashti kalaha santiti uchate. So small things have been counted as kala because they have some sort of non-common or something complex thing that can be demonstrated. So clapping your hands so that they are in tune with the music, or one of the commentaries translates this as using your hands to play drum in the artistic fashion. So panigha is a person who uses his hands and claps them, or hits them together, or hits a drum along with your hands, hits a musical instrument along with your hands. That person who does all that skillfully is called panigha. So what is panigha? Panigha is a person who uses his hands to show a skill of, say, playing an instrument or creating a certain type of noise. Similarly, tadagha. What is tadagha? Tada over here means tadana, essentially the hammer with which a blacksmith uses a hammer and he creates some very nice whatever utensils or ornaments or whatever. So use utensils, typically it's a blacksmith, he'll make metal utensils. So that particular person will be called tadagha. So he takes the hammer and he hits the whatever copper or iron or whatever material is that, he will hit that particular thing and he will build. So he has a skill. Understand, shilpini is important. He has a skill of building some really nice looking utensils or instruments and so on. So panigha, the one who has a skill of using hands either to play a drum or just to make a sound. Tadagha, one who has a skill of using a hammer to create the utensils. पाणिघ ताडघौ इत्येतौ शब्दौ निपात्यते पाणि ताड इत्येतयोः कर्मणोः उपपदयोः हन्तेः धातोः टक प्रत्ययः भवति तस्मिंश्च परतः हन्तेः टिलोपः. So what all things coming as a nipatana? We have tilopa, han, and n are going away. There is no d in the pratyaya, but still nipatana. And ghatvam, h is getting converted to gh. So pani gh, tad gh. And then he says, add another word over there, rajagh. Now here there is no shilpa involved. You cannot have a skill of killing a raja. How many times you will kill a raja to exhibit your skill? So here it's just rajanam hanti. So earlier it was pani hanti iti shilpamasya, tadam hanti iti shilpamasya. પરંતુ here rajanam hanti iti rajagha. So these three words, rajagha, पाणिघ ताडघ एते सर्वे निपात्यन्ते. Shilpini iti kim? Any random person like us who is clapping will not be called Panigha. There is no skill. Panighatha. Similarly, any random person taking a hammer and hitting with that hammer with something, Tadaghatha. Normal Anapratyaya eva bhavati. Let's see if this loads. There is some JavaScript problem since morning. So, okay, this loads. The reason I went to the commentary is because this particular commentary is, I forgot, I copy pasted it. It's a disease for our generation, copy paste. So I copy pasted it from some other slide. So let's actually go to Kaumudi and look at the this thing. It's easy actually. Hantehe taka tilopaha ghatvam cha nipatyate pani tadayoho upapadayoho pani gha tada gha shilpini iti kim pani ghataha tada ghataha, same thing. Rajaghaha upasankhyanam rajanam hanti iti rajaghaha. So somebody is asking a question over here. In case of rajanam hanti, an actual act of killing is there, but in case of pani gha and tada gha, there is no actual act of killing. Is there any reason? No, there is no reason. This is a nipatana. So hana, essentially, even if it means killing, hana dhatu can also be used in the sense of destroying, or in the sense of say doing say himsa. So hana himsagatyoho iti vadamah. Kevalam pranaharanam ityeva arthaha nasti. Hana can also be used in the context of himsa. So here himsa in the sense, again, for tadagha, some kind of himsa is there. The particular metal is being whatever heated and hammered and so on. For panigha, it's not even a himsa, it's just a tadana. But we have to take these words in that particular context because the nipatanas has been given in that particular hand. Panigha, does it mean killing with the hand? No, it does not. At least the commentaries don't talk about killing with the hand, because killing with the hand is not considered shilpa. I mean, even instead of 64 shilpas, even if we have 64,000 shilpas, killing with the hand will never be a shilpa, will never be called a skill. So panigha will mean playing an instrument with the hands, or actually using hands to make a clapping sound which looks resonates a certain musical tune. Similarly, Tadaghata is for instruments, building utensils. Samapayamaha. So finally we completed the list of sutras. See, look at it, like 7 sutras just for Hana Dhatu. So we completed all these. The next class, Adhya Subhaga Sthula Palitanagnanda Priyeshu Chverte Swachvo Kuryakarane. Kyun, single Kyun Pratyay will take one full class, probably a little bit more. Like a lot of interesting Bhashya discussion is over there. So I would like to finish it in one single class instead of breaking it over. So one full class for Kyuna Pratyaya and then one full class for Kishnuch and Khukaya. Both the classes are very interesting from Shastra point of view. Both of them are very overloaded. At least 10 minutes, I think I'll exceed the time. So I'm just preparing. If possible, please don't miss next week's classes. We will have some very interesting Shastra discussion in both of these. So let's take a look at the exercise for today. The first question, I've just picked up some shlokas from Bhattikavya. Bhattikavyasya dvau shlokau adha diyete एतेषु विद्यमानान् हन धातोः कृदन्त रूपाणां प्रक्रियां लिखत. सो शीर्षघातिनम् अयातम् अरीणां त्वं विलोकयन् पतिघ्नी लक्षणोपेतां मन्येऽहं वालिनः श्रियम् शत्रुघ्नान् युधिहस्तिघ्नः गिरीन् क्षिप्यन्न कृत्रिमान् शिल्पिभिः पाणिघैः क्रुद्धः त्वया जय्योऽभ्युपायवान्. So you have various words that we discussed today. Uh, give the vritti and give the derivation. The second question is pratyay vidhayakam sutram uta vartikam nirdishya rikta sthanani purayat. In the second question, no prakriya is needed. All that you have to do is tell the sutram which gives the final word and tell me the final word. And all of them come in the pair because little bit difference and the word might differ or the sutra might differ. So daru ahanti, charu ahanti. Shatrum vadhyat versus shatrum vadhati. ताड़म हन्ति वर्सेस ताड़म हन्ति इति शिल्पमस्य विषेण हस्तिनं हन्ति versus शक्तः हस्तिनं हन्तुं शक्तः and finally jayam hasti iti naraha and jayam hasti iti tilakalakah. So all these have been discussed today. They're purposely given in pairs so because the related words are kept together. No prakriya is needed in the second question. Only specify the sutram or the vartikam and give the final form. Samapayamaha. Gentle reminder, please sign up for the homeworks. We have a few, whatever, like 10, 15 sutras are remaining, some 20 sutras are remaining in this section. In this, after this Anadi sheet is over, I will go over all the homeworks. We will have homework discussion classes and we will finish all the homeworks hopefully till sheet number 3 and then we will enter sheet number 4. So 1 or 1.5 month full will be spent just in the homework discussion. So please sign up for the homework so that you have ample amount of time to prepare the answers. समापयामः. अग्रिमसप्ताहे नियमितरूपेण कक्षाद्वयं भविष्यति. अष्टाध्यायी जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानामुपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्दब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान्यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.